my name is Lisa and I am from pitchIN. Welcome to our Get to Know the Founders session where we would like you, the investors, to know more about our issuers and their stories. We will spend about 10 minutes speaking to the founders of these companies and ask them 7 to 8 questions about themselves and the company. After that, we will wrap up the session with a set of rapid fire questions. So today, we are sitting down with MoneyMatch to get to know more about Nathan. So MoneyMatch is a Malaysian fintech company specializing in cross-border payment solution. Hi, Nathan.
Hi, Lisa. Hi, nice to meet you. Sure. My name is Nathan Munusamy. I'm one of the co-founders of MoneyMatch. I think you basically touched a bit about it. We do cross-border payments. We are a fintech company. We help people and companies move money faster and cheaper than any traditional manner.
Okay, thank you for the introduction, Nathan. Let's go straight to the questions. So for the first question of the day, what's the story behind the company, Nathan? Why did you start MoneyMatch?
Sure. So there are actually two co-founders, myself and Adrian. The two of us basically we're friends, right? And the real story behind it is that I think it was the end of 2015. It's been a long time now. End of 2014, whereby we just wanted to start a startup. We wanted to do something together. And the two of us were in the industry and we thought, hey, finance is something that we know about. So let's go and do something in the world of financial related services startup. And that's just how it started. It's just two friends deciding to get something done together.
Okay, so what were you doing before running the company? Were you always in this financial industry?
Yeah. So both myself and Adrian, we are career bankers. For my own self, very sadly, right after graduation, I only know the bank. So I worked in a global bank in the corporate division. I moved into treasury, financial services. And then I was very much into the world of fixed income and foreign exchange trading and whatnot as well. So it's something that I know very much. I handle all the back-end and ops and the technology on the back-end side. I myself have the relevant treasury experience as well as financial markets experience directly. And the same goes for Adrian as well.
Wow, okay, so that's very impressive. Even before you started on MoneyMatch, you already have this finance background, right? So what's a typical day in your company?
Handling a lot of problems.
What kind of problems is that?
I think honestly, both Adrian and I, we are the co-CEOs, right? Basically, MoneyMatch has now grown to handle quite a few different countries and quite a few different products. So it takes quite a lot of leadership across different Malaysia, we have Hong Kong, Brunei, Australia, and coming to Singapore as well. So we divide a lot of the work between ourselves. I would say that probably over 50% of the major time that we spend, a lot of it is in human resource management. And we hire a lot of people, we do a lot of management of our staff, we promote, we do performance management as well. There's a lot of that kind of human resource work as we manage a growing set of number of employees. We started at absolute zero back in 2015, just the two of us. Thankfully, we got into an accelerator company called WTF Accelerator that really helped us take us on to the next step, help us structure to where we want to get at. Today, we have almost 100 staff. So you can imagine there's a lot. I've got 4 or 5 staff in Brunei, we've got staff in Penang, Johor Bahru, and Singapore as well. So it's a lot of management about that. So every day is pretty busy. We do a lot of regulators, we do a lot of clients directly ourselves. So pretty packed schedules day in, day out.
Wow, okay, that sounds like a very exciting company. Okay, so Nathan, what's the most gratifying thing about running MoneyMatch?
I say that gratifying in the sense that, I guess for me and Adrian, both we are career bankers. We both spent about over 10 years each. So we have about 2 decades of experience in the banking side of things. So we come from that industry whereby it's still very bureaucratic. You are basically, a lot of people are playing politics with their bosses and that kind of environment. So I guess the most gratifying thing is really for Adrian and myself to be able to have control over a company, and really take the best practices, hire the people we want to as well, all having the same alignment, same thought direction of really making, financial services better, faster, cheaper for the common layman and a normal company on the street. So I guess that's what's really gratifying, being able to write our own destiny, being able to say that, hey, no, I don't believe in company cars. I don't believe in all this nonsense about, every banker has a BMW and stuff like that. No, we don't do such things. MoneyMatch, I miss in a t-shirt, and me and Adrian running on our slippers, run really lean operations, and a lot of the cost savings, be able to give it back to the customer. It's something you cannot do in a bank, right? So that's something that I find very gratifying.
Wow, okay. So just now also you mentioned that you do problem solving in your typical days, and then you're also managing a team all over Malaysia, right? So my next question will be, what are the challenges that keeps you awake at night?
Sure. I guess in our world, I'll give 2 parts to it. One part of it is actually very much on the people side of things. Another part is very much to regulation and the ever-changing economy. So something that we have grown to, that we have matured to. So we're no longer like, early stage startup. We have a very much validated product. Thousands and thousands of SMEs are using it. We're actually profitable right now. So we're no longer in the cash burning stage and whatnot. So we've validated the business model, validated the product. But what we cannot change is obviously in a couple of aspects. One of it is very much in terms of regulation. It's ever evolving. There's a lot of things that changes in our business, that's one aspect. The other aspect is people. We are growing constantly as well. There's so many additional human resource problems that we deal with on a day-to-day basis. And also a lot of promotions, a lot of increments, a lot of positive things that we do as well. But a lot of it takes up a lot of time as well. And what keeps me out of awake at night as well is obviously from a competitor element as well. I'm more worried about them stealing over our stuff rather so than them actually competing product-wise. We've got a really awesome product, really awesome level of service, very the business model, but it's also built by the human beings behind the company. So it's not very helpful when so many of these foreign companies come in and steal our talent and offer bigger checks and so on and so forth as well. So I guess that's what keeps me up awake at night, to be honest.
Okay, so anyone out there that you look up to, probably business CEO, sports icon, for example, and why?
I guess over time, what myself I really learned to appreciate, to be very honest, actually, is very much in terms of like product and business builders, right? So for me, something that I really feel very strongly for example, is people who build up entire companies and ventures by themselves. For example, like Richard Branson. To a certain extent, Elon Musk, without all the controversies and dramas. But what they do is that they don't just simply invest, they actually build up products, they actually build up businesses, and they deal with scale-up problems. And that is something to me which I'm facing to a much more smaller extent, obviously, than Richard Branson or Elon Musk. But I see that them doing it on a global basis and a much more larger scale. It's just really, really impressive. I guess that those are the kind of like people I really look up to and respect.
Okay, so Nisan, the last question would be, what is your aspiration and vision of the company?
Well, I guess generally speaking for both Adrian and myself, I guess when we first started off MoneyMatch, we didn't really have a specific, I've got to be the best remittance house in the country. No, it wasn't like that per se, right? I think that from day one, we had a very clear two-word vision statement. That hasn't changed till now. That's rethinking finance, right? So a bit of what I mentioned in the past, whereby when you work in a bank or a large company, you can't really change what the business model is, right? But over here, we can create it from scratch. So we can create something that really makes sense to the end consumer. I think that's really the vision, is to continuously do that, right? Like build the company up to a large enough scale, and we are halfway through that. Whereby we are sustainable, we are making profits. One day in the near future, going up to the public market listing, for example, even this is very much why we're doing an ECF round right now, and really bringing that up to the next level and constantly innovating. Constantly bringing on new innovations in terms of financial services to the end consumer, because the people who will untung the most, benefit the most, is the end consumer at the end of the day. And that's something I think that we're really, really excited about to keep on doing.
Wow, okay, we are also excited to see MoneyMatch grow. Okay, so Nathan, before we end this session, we want to play a quick game of rapid fire questions. So I will give you an option to pick this or that. This is supposed to be no pressure, so whatever you have at the top of your head, okay?
Sure thing, let's go.
Okay, so we'll start in 3, 2, 1. Success or happiness?
Happiness.
Okay, win the lottery or land your dream job?
Win the lottery. As I get older, I say win the lottery. Younger, I would say land your dream job.
Okay, so next, which superpower would you choose? Invisibility or mind reading?
Mind reading.
Okay, so see the future or change the past?
See the future.
Okay, so last, smartest person in the world or richest person in the world?
Richest person in the world. I'm old enough to go for money.
Okay, so that is the end of our rapid fire questions. Before we end this session, Nathan, do you have any final message for your potential investors out there?
Sure. I mean, thank you very much for watching all the way through in the first place. Really, really appreciate your support. I think that very much, we really hope you guys can come in. Very much a support local kind of a feeling. We are very much a local Malaysian fintech, been raised very much by Cradle Fund. This is our first time we're going up for ECF round. After this, we're going up for full-blown listing. So very much would like to get you guys to come support in for a local Malaysian fintech. There's no need for all these foreign names and foreign fintechs. We ourselves, local Malaysians, can do it. We are like 97, 98% all Malaysian local local staff, and we plan to keep it that way. We plan to bring up the Malaysian name in fintech across the many multiple different countries within Asia. So with that, I hope to get your support. Thank you very much.
Okay, so thank you, Nathan, for being here today. To those of you watching, please find the campaign page in the description below, where you can also post any questions that you have for Nathan in the Q&A section in their campaign page. MoneyMatch campaign will end in just a few days. If you are interested to be part of their shareholder, please make your investments now. Thank you for joining us in our Get to Know Founders session. See you next time. Bye.
Bye. Thank you very much.